Hello, hello, my beloved waking gods and goddesses. Welcome to Love, Truth, and Beauty. Do it yourself, spiritual awakening for divine in the flesh. Now with replays on IGTV at dakini.kiss, where together we learn how to surf and navigate the ups and downs of the totality of human experience, creating a new earth beyond the limitations of this perception managed reality matrix of five senses, having discovered our true divine creative natures in our true sensual sensorial universe of seven senses, composing formless into form outside of the matrix and the true quantum field creation field universe. Before we get started, please do give this video a thumbs up. Please also hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, selecting the all setting so that when I upload videos, YouTube will let you know. I generally upload Tuesdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Eastern. My name is Maria West, and I am your hostess of the highest, here to download, upload, inspire, and usher you into your bestest and brightest selves, your bestest and brightest light, and inviting you all to open your hearts wider and wider and wider still. Hello, my honey bunnies. Welcome to Love, Truth, and Beauty, episode 214. Let me adjust this a little bit. And in today's video, we are expanding upon the whole topic of self-love, yes, and self-care. Now, not from the stance of having to buy into materialism, right? No materialism and all that well-targeted social media marketing through our iPhones and our other smart devices, tracking our browser details, you know that one, and fancying us to buy more stuff under the guise of investing in oneself through pricey spa treatments and girly boy pampering bougie couture, fashionista experiments, and over-the-top spending on new skincare and hair care products. Yes, I've gone there. Not to mention the new sex toys and lubes, pricey blowouts, and temporary hair color, and such. Not that there's anything wrong with these things, okay? But what I am referring to is the deepest of the deep, my love, of your expressing your authenticity, owning the audacity to stand on your own 2 feet without the reflection of another's opinion about you and who and what you are and the fabuloso things you do for them, just like that. The drop of the hat, okay? I'm talking about facing that mofo, that motherfucker of FOMO. You know what that means? Fear of missing out, where you constantly catch yourself doing all kinds of shit you don't like, a lot of shit you hate, because you cannot help yourself saying yes to anything and everything because of your addiction to needing to be liked, including the notion that if someone includes you and tags you in their Facebook or Instagram post or invitation to an event or lists you as a guest, that you are now the shit. But in all honesty, my loves, you've no desire whatsoever to be included in anything, let alone invest your time and energy and resources to participate, okay? How many of us have gotten shanghaied in this bullshit, okay? And you know it, because you look like shit and you feel like shit. You're fucking exhausted. You're tapped out. Your inner pharmacy is wholly depleted, even though you've been diligently taking those prescription meds your therapist prescribed for your depression. They are, in fact, ineffectual, basically moving around what little you have, but honestly, you are a hormonal desert. And there's not enough coffee or sunshine or orgasms, for that matter, to replenish your kind of empty. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. You feel utterly taken for granted by everyone and everything, including your bad self, okay? The part of you that, you especially dislike or roll your eyes to, especially when you hear the automated affirmative responses that come out of your mouth. Oops, you did it again. Rather than engage in the practice of the art of saying the lost word of no, you blew it, okay? You lied, you said yes. And now you're lamenting upon the drama cascade, the unrelenting chain of events and inconveniences your folly has now set you upon. And that's just one example. And now your phone is blowing up with calls and texts to hijack more of your attention and perhaps ignite existential guilt and shame to your mix of codependent, dysfunctional fuckery. All right? I know you all know what the fuck I'm talking about, okay? The vast array of topics you falter in range from saying yes to purchasing a home because your realtor is a pressuring asshole whose primary concern is, in fact, very selfish, to close and seal the deal at your expense very quickly so they can make an incentive quota for a coveted bonus that you know nothing about. However, you feel their push, you feel their desperation, and you're falling for it because you want to be a good guy, even though you know deep down inside you can do better. There's a better house, more suitable and more aligned with you. But alas, you cave into the pressure. It's also called buyer's remorse. I know 3 people who have fallen for this recently. Oh, and what about the oopsie of inadvertently having unsafe sex with a man on date number 1 because you had one too many glasses of red wine and he reminds you of that dreamy movie star you've crushed on for years, to falling for marketing ploys that suck you into yet another free 3-month trial subscription, requiring, of course, your credit card to activate that free trial, a trial you undoubtedly will forget about until perhaps nearly a year down the line. Ha ha. Okay, now these are just a few examples, kids, but more often than not, our inability to say no is mostly about our lack of clarity around boundaries with folks closest to us, to our hearts, and also in proximity, okay? Like the neighbor who constantly shows up unannounced around cocktail time or dinner time, okay? You know that one? I do. And what about that down on their luck friend or family member who's been crashed on your couch for the last year and never cleans up after themselves or offers to help around the house? What about your adult children who continuously expect you to babysit at the drop of a hat? Okay, now you love being grandma and grandpa, but you know what? Not all the time. You do have a life, don't you? Right? What about your inability to say no to those salty, crunchy, naughty snacks or those sweet snacks that leave your joints painful and inflamed? Okay, what about your inability to say no to binge watching the Netflix or the Hulu or the HBO, the latest thing? Okay, and what about your inability to walk away from Matrix shit show showdowns and hoedowns on social media or with strangers on the streets regarding that 7-9 send to Vox or not to Vox, or to Musk or not to Musk? Okay. I know so many people who go down that pathway. I actually know somebody who got a broken nose recently for actually doing that with a stranger in a parking lot at the Costco. So, and also let's not forget the flaky, entitled, unprofessional clients who are willfully ignorant about keeping a calendar and their appointments. You know, those folks who you allowed to disrespect your time and energy, and instead of charging them for their missed appointments, you allow them to abuse you and you reschedule, and they continue to be irresponsible flakes. Okay, newsflash. You are slowly killing yourselves, my friends. You are destroying your nervous system, overloading your adrenals, stressing yourselves out, overextending your energy, and lying to yourself and everyone else, you are setting the precedence for being a doormat. Okay, now stop it. Now, it seems like such a simple solution to say no, right? But we are trained and mind-controlled, my loves, to be victims and martyrs, addicted to our suffering for the sake of others. We'll take the high road. Oh, some of us still care way too much about what others will think and say if we stray from an expectation, when more likely than not, no one is really going to notice. And no one is really going to care. And if they do, they just outed themselves. And if they hold it against you because you've weighed in and declined an invitation or demand, oh, well, it's a great practice to navigate those scenarios, my loves. The word no, by the way, is a complete fucking sentence. No. Yet, most of us cannot even consider it a thought, let alone voice it and say it as our definitive choice response, the answer to a query or need or request, and practice that engagement without any further explanations as to why. Is your head exploding? Right? Self-love and self-care begins within. It's an inside job, my loves, predicated on you setting boundaries and knowing your limits. Now, I have discovered for myself over and over and over that my consistent practice of the art of saying no leaves me with more energy and delightful daily experiences, such that I don't have to necessarily default to cutting off the world at large and locking myself into my bathroom so I can escape in a bathtub filled with bubbles and fragrant aromatherapy. Those practices become an everyday pleasure and not a have to or do or die escape. Okay, my love. So your homework, when in doubt as to your energy levels and your resources, the next time someone makes a request of you, say no. Okay, my honey bunnies, that is my speech. We will continue to unpack and get intimate with our true divine creative natures as we master waltzing in and out of the matrix and creating our own realities and learning how to do so at will. Please help me grow this channel by giving this video a thumbs up and leaving a comment in the comments box below or in private. Please share this video with your communities, friends, family members, and on social media platforms you feel would benefit from this content. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, selecting the all setting so that the YouTube will let you know when I upload next. And if you find value, enjoy, or benefit from my creations, or at least entertained by them, won't you please consider supporting my work through a donation? My PayPal link is below, as is my link tree that hooks you up with all my stuff and the many different ways you can connect with me, work with me, and, just kind of engage me, shoot the shit, so to speak. I thank you all so much for hanging out with me, with your participation and your focused attention. I really do appreciate it. I cannot do this without you, and I do this for you. So until next time, my dear friends, always act from love outside of the matrix, from your center screen, composing your new reality and lifelines. Let's quantum jump and go higher and higher and higher and higher with our lifelines so that we can all be the love that we are. We can share our love, create, make art, make music, make love, and you can all help me repopulate the true quantum field creation field universe. Here's to love, truth, and beauty, my beautiful waking gods and goddesses. Mwah!